Hey you guys, I know that it's getting a little later. It's actually 10:20 here in Virginia, but I just really wanted to go live because this has been on my heart all day long, and I just, until now, I haven't had time to jump on here. So anyways, I know a lot of people have reached out to me after yesterday's post and my live video that I also turned into a blog that I posted in here. And, the topic of my theme or series, if you will, for this month is just get your mojo back, or Mojo March, right? And so March Mojo. A lot of people have reached out to me and just said that they were so excited for the inspiration and for my energy and all of that good stuff. And then I've had a couple of people that have reached out to me that are like, I just can't. I can't get out of this funk, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. Hey, pretty girl, Camille. And so I just really wanted to talk to you guys about the power of self-belief, right? And so in my challenge group today, this morning, I posted about Throwback Thursday, right? So it's like, post a picture of a time when you felt really, really, really proud of yourself. Post a picture where you felt on top of the world, about, where you looked in the mirror and every day around that time you were proud of yourself. I know a lot of times that's very, very hard for some people, is to like kind of remember those times when we were really proud of ourselves. And so the picture that I posted today in my group, actually I just posted it because, like I said, it's been such a crazy day, was the picture of me this past summer finishing my first sprint triathlon and taking first place. Self-belief is so key. Oh, yeah, same thing. So I finished this triathlon, and it was funny because I am a self-proclaimed hater of cardio. I hated cardio for my whole entire life. And part of it was because I had asthma, I had allergies, and so I always, was kind of just told that I just wasn't a cardio person. I wasn't going to be able to do cardio. I had asthma. I wasn't going to be able to overcome that. And guess what? I overcame that. I overcame it by working at it. And when I started these programs, these programs were so hard for me. I could barely, they're 60 seconds each exercise, for the 21-day fix. And it killed me, basically. I could not keep up. It really, 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 it was very, very, very hard for me, and I had to modify. And I did 3, 4, 5 rounds of the 21-day fix before I even could even think about moving on to another program. And so anyways, that's kind of where I was. I always was thin, or I always was in shape, or people always were like, well, you don't really have to do this, you look awesome as it is. And it doesn't just stay that way, especially when you get older. I will be 38 years old this year, and hey, lady, I am in the best shape of my life. Chrissy, I was just talking about the post in the challenge group, right? So talking to people about the Throwback Thursday, and about, thinking back to those times when you were really, really, really proud of yourself. And it's really hard oftentimes when, oh, hey, Tosh, girl, I just tagged you too about where's your picture. It's really hard to remember oftentimes. Oftentimes people are in such a funk, or in such a, I guess in such a groove of being kind of content where they are, which is oftentimes not happy, which is oftentimes, where they look in the mirror and they're like, I know that I should do this. If you didn't watch my video from yesterday, it's very, very, very important to watch that. But, think of a time when you were super, super proud. And, for me to be this, I can't do cardio, I barely can get through 60 seconds of a program, I'm just not a cardio person. I will be 38. Thank you. That's another awesome thing is, people don't believe that, which is really, really cool. Taking care of myself has obviously paid off. And so anyway, so triathlon. So for being a person that hated cardio, what I decided to do was, I was teaching my cycle class. I was getting better at it. I wasn't awesome at it. I hadn't rode when our friends asked me to teach the cycle class for them when they were opening their, studio. I was like, I have not been on a bike since I was like 8 years old, which is 30 years ago, right? And so he was like, whatever, you've got a great, outlook, you've got a great attitude, blah, 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 blah. He's like, I see your workout videos, like, you bust your ass every day, and, and we want you to teach. And so that was something that I had to learn and overcome, and, there was hurdles with that too, but, I did my very first race with a friend of mine, from the cycle studio, and what we did was she did actually the swim and run, and I did the bike. And so after doing that, they kept saying, like, you're gonna want to do it on your own, and I was kind of like, I'm not gonna be able to do that on my own. I'm not gonna be able to to do this triathlon, even though it's a sprint, like there's shorter races. I had the mindset that I couldn't do it. And so anyways, then I got out of that mindset. I was super excited come race day. I'm pretty competitive. And so, the morning of the race, when she did the run and swim and I did the bike, I was like hooked already. I was like, okay, yep, I want to do this. I want to race. I want to do this. And so then I signed up right away to do my own. And, I did my cycle class once a week, and then I did Insanity Max 30. So Insanity Max 30 is no joke. So for a person that hates cardio, it was crazy. It pushes you to every extreme. It's very, very, very mental, but I was in that mindset that I wanted to win, and I wanted to do really well at my next race, right? So I did Max 30. I crushed it. I loved it. I was super duper proud of myself. I felt so strong. I felt so proud of myself. I felt, very, very exciting. Day 4. But Camille, seriously, I was not a cardio person. I'm telling you, you got to do it. You have to do it. It's like my favorite. It's so hard because I love Core de Force, I love Hammer and Chisel, I love Max 30. There's really not a program that I don't love, but Max 30 was really the one that that I was just so proud of because of that reason. Because I was like, ew, cardio, no way, no way, no way. Okay, so anyways, getting closer to race day, I realized oh, I haven't swam. Again, I swam when I was younger, and I have the basic form, if you will, functionality of swimming down. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Been up since super early, of course. And so again, our friends that own the cycle studio, I was like, so I need to practice my swim because I haven't practiced that at all. So it was literally a week before I went to meet them at their pool at their neighborhood, and I'm like, all right. And so she's like, all right, let's do this together, blah, 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 and we'll do one lap and, come back, whatever. This is how you have to turn in the race. And we swam down one side, and I went to turn around, and I just did 1, 2, 3, went to breathe, and I sunk. And it happened, and it happened, and it happened over and over and over again. And so I was like, I'm gonna die. Literally, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna be able to even finish the swim, which is the first part of this race. What am I gonna do? And so anyways, I was super nervous, and I kind of was like, oh my gosh, this is so stupid. Why did I sign up to do this race? I'm not even gonna be able to complete it. Again, it was a sprint, so it was a shorter race, but I was freaking out. I was panicking. And so then next week is race day, and that morning was actually Father's Day. So sorry. It was Father's Day, and I woke up. I was pretty nervous. I went without Chad and AJ. They came a little bit later, and I actually told Chad that I didn't want them to come into the pool part because what's most important to me is always to be an example for AJ. And AJ knew that mommy had a race, and it was huge, and there was so much emotion, and I thought I was gonna throw up. I was super excited but nervous and thought I was going to fail in all of those things all in one. And then I got to the race, and getting out of my car and just being there, I was like, oh, I got this. You know what I mean? I got this. And so I actually, Chad and AJ got there before I had to go in. And so, you know, I was like, okay, it's Father's Day. I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to own this race. I'm going to take first place, you know, and then that I was in line to get my number and all of my stuff, and I'm talking to this young girl, and she was amazing, and she's like, you know, yeah, you've got it, you just have to breathe, I'm like, well, if you see me and I like can't swim, like, you pull me out. And she's joking around with me and stuff, and I'm like, what time is your race? And she's like, same as yours. She was 12. She's in the same age, you know, she's not in the kid race, she's in the adult race. And I'm like, oh boy, okay, this girl is gonna kick my butt, you know, whatever. Anyways, I do the swim. You tell them how long you think your swim is gonna take you, and I kind of thought at the longer end of it, and you know, that just meant that I was kind of bottled up with a bunch of other people, and I'm trying to get around people, and you know, in the passion in me took over. And so I did well in the swim part, and then I went out and I just dominated the bike in the race. And so, like, even as I was running, there was so many people that were just like, you know, go 395, that was my number, or 295, you know, good pace, nice pace, you know, way to go, and they're all cheering me on. And I was like, okay, like, I don't know, you know, I'm just like doing my thing or whatever. And we're sitting there, and you know, you can kind of see before they announce it what the numbers are, and I took first place. I legitimately took first place in my age range. Curtis, what up? Love you so much. Oh, Chrissy, I love you too. Yeah, girl, I love having you in this community. Look at all the love. Thank you. I love it. I love having you in the community. You're always such a good inspiration also, and like lifting everybody up in the group. I love all of your interaction this week. It really, really helps other people. So anyways, you know, Throwback Thursday, it was super powerful in our group today. It's very important to, you know, I feel like a 5K needs to be added. Yeah, girl, you need Camille, a 5K. Come on. What about a 10K? Push yourself. You got this. Then I could like go on and on and on about how the progression went last year. I then did I signed up for a half marathon. I ended up getting hurt. I did not complete the half marathon. However, before that, I did a 7-mile trail race, and that was the longest that I had ever run. I did a 5-miler in Minnesota when we were back home, and 5 miles when you've only really run 3 or 3.2, which is a 5K, is a long way. So I did ask Alan about my cardio running habits at Punta. Wait, are you teal or coral? I'm coral wave. I don't think we're on the same wave. But anyways, I did the 7-mile trail race, and the trail race was a trail race, 7 miles in woods, legitimate up and down rocks. It was freaking brutal. But you're teal, yeah. I owned that too. I was, again, pretty hurt. I had some IT issues and some knee issues, and that's kind of what hindered my half marathon training. But I finished. I almost didn't finish. That one was very, very, very tough. I love the triathlons better. I love the multi-sport, and, you know, I am very competitive, and so it's like, okay, now the swim's done. Now this is a different, you know, now it's the bike, you know, so it's very different. But the trail race was brutal. But I did place third in my age category for that race. So that was another huge accomplishment. And again, these are all things that I did last year that I would have always said, like, nope, I can't do that. I'm not a cardio person. I can't do that. So, you know, get those get a picture and put it up and put it by your post-it notes. You know, put post-it notes around your house. You know, I'm going to do this in March. I'm going to get my mojo back. I'm going to give you guys throughout the week, you know, throughout the month, I'm going to give you different tips and different tools and different ways that you can get out of your funk. And, you know, and it has to start somewhere. You have to really, 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 really find that. Me competitive? No way. Exactly, right? You really, 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 really have to find that strength within you. You have to remember a place when you were proud of yourself and where you were excited every day and where you were happy with what you saw in the mirror. You know, that's the thing is, you know, as we get into this funk or we get into this place where we're so disappointed in ourselves. But as I said yesterday, you know, you have to stop being a victim of your circumstances, or stop being, you know, happy with being mediocre, or stop just like saying like, oh, well, I can't do that, or oh, this is in my genes, or oh, this is, you know, this is just how it is, because that's BS, you guys. I was in a car accident. My car was totaled. I, you know, could barely walk. I could barely get out of bed. My back was all messed up. I went to PT. They told me I had arthritis in my knees, that I wasn't going to be able to do squats and do all of that stuff. And, you know, I could have just quit there and I could have been in chronic pain for the rest of my life, but I chose to not believe that, and I chose to continue with these programs. So not that it has to be my program that you're doing, but it has to be something. You have to have the belief, and you have to believe in yourself, and you have to get out of those things that can put roots in you and just drag you down and keep you there. You know, if you're a parent, if you're, you know, a spouse, if you're a sister, a daughter, a brother, a, you know, mother, a father, like whatever the case is, like that's all great. All of these things, you know, that define you, dig deeper. You know, you define you. You are you. You are great. You have to get over these things. You have to let go of that self-doubt. You have to be the best for yourself in order to be the best for everybody else. It's just how it is. So anyways, thank you guys so much for jumping on. Like I said, I'm going to continue to provide these for sure on Wednesdays and Sundays. But what normally happens is as I'm doing my meditation at 5:30 in the morning, a lot of these things come to mind. And, you know, I am very much so a morning person now, but I know a lot of people are not, but maybe I'll jump in here and go live here and there. I obviously to try to be quiet to not wake up AJ so I can get my workout and stuff done in the morning. But, you know, I'm going to try to, especially in this page, in this community page, you know, this is just, I really, really want to keep inspiring you guys and show you guys that you can do anything that you put your mind to. And I'm always here for you. And you guys keep me as alive as I keep you. And it's really, you know, it's surrounding yourself with people that have the same beliefs and just having a community. And that's kind of why I created this whole thing. And so I appreciate you all and love you all and thank you so, so much. And get out of this funk. Like, find that picture, post it somewhere, write it down. What are you proud of? What do you want to accomplish? What about you do you want to get back this month? So have a good night.